Well, I'm getting a lot of questions. I've been seeing a lot of comments. I'm driving right now, so you can see this weird, like, turning with the steering wheel feature. I'm getting a lot of questions about what my diet is. I've been getting a lot of questions because I was updating this channel regularly, and I sort of fell off, and I've had some major diet tweaks since May. I think the biggest tweak that I've had, or the biggest change that I've made, is my fasting window. My fasting window starts around 8 o'clock at night with my post-workout shake, and my fasting window continues until normally 12 or 1 the next day. Now, Austin is the one who convinced me to do this, Rags Holla. What I used to do is when I would try to get on diet, I'd have a big breakfast, and I'd get my second meal in, and then I would fall apart because I'm very busy, and my day is not regimented at all. I don't really have a normal day. I jump between the 7 businesses. I jump between odd tasks. I get engulfed in work and I forget to eat. It just doesn't really work. I run out of food. So I have a very hard time staying on diet for more than like 2 or 3 meals a day. And then what happens is, like, around noon, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so fucking hungry, and I'll just eat shit, man. And then I'm like, ooh, well, I'm completely off my diet. I might as well just finish out the day like a maniac. And I go to hell, and I play all these mind games with myself. Now, the thing about the fasting window that I'm loving is once I eat my meal, I start eating responsibly. I have a meal every 2.5 hours, and I'm good. But when I'm fasting, I don't really have any options. So when I have my last shake after I train at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, I'm just like, well, I don't eat anymore now. I'm done eating for the day. And I go home and I do some work and answer emails, and then I go to sleep. I wake up the next morning, I do fasted cardio. I've been stacking Destroy the Enemy, our fat burner, with coffee and zooming, and then I sit in the sauna and I zoom even more, and I feel great, man. I feel really, really good. And part of the reason I think I feel so good is my other diet change that I've made, which is I cut out meat. The whole ovo-pescatarian thing. It's like a fake vegetarian, I guess is what I am. I'm trying to eat eggs that only I raise. I know that doesn't happen all the time, but I'm sticking to eggs as, like, I think my main source of morning protein, and then I eat fish. I thought it was going to be really hard, actually, and it was actually really easy. So I started that. I'm about 2 weeks in. It has me eating a lot more creatively, because a lot of times I don't really pair, like, fish with French fries, and it cuts out a lot of stuff that I would normally eat, I think, which is like shitty stuff where I would binge, and it has me eating pretty clean. I'm holding a little bit of fucking fat on me right now, because if you saw in the photos yesterday or the day before with Dana, I'm a little, I got like a film over me. It's weird that I can actually see, like, how my diet's doing, but which is also helping me keep on track. But that's just because I'm not drinking water. And the last few days, my fasting window's gone to shit because I got family here, and family's more important than dieting. So I eat whatever. But it's the easiest diet I've ever been on. It's the least amount of prep work. I'm not losing strength. I'm doing small enough with Dana, so I'm squatting every other day. My legs hurt a lot. Not to sell our product even harder, but our joint formula is keeping me moving. And that's something that I want to talk about with supplements, is we're only going to make things that we take. Our formulator has suggested things in the past for Dana and I, and if we don't take it every single day, or already take it from another company or anything like that, we are not going to make it. because making every single supplement under the sun is fucking exhausting. So, unless we actually take it or we see a need for it in our own personal lives, you will not get it. So anybody who needs a supplement to go to sleep, we will never offer that because I have no issue going to sleep. I don't think you should either. I'm a very firm believer in you should be fucking exhausted from your day and you should be able to fall asleep. I think a lot of times people can't sleep is because they slept during the day or they took a nap or they're not stimulated enough throughout the day to fucking fall asleep. Anyway, that is my diet. People want to know training too. Dana's also on a fasting window with me, which is sort of rad. She feels better than she ever has. She's been making a lot of diet changes too. I know that people are curious, so I think we're gonna a little more in depth to that later. Also with the training, our training has completely changed. Not completely changed. Everybody knows we like to experiment with training. Now our training was over the last, I think 4 months has changed drastically, along with our diets have changed pretty drastically. So what we're gonna do to bring in the new year is release a training series. This is my first program that I've ever done, the squat program, and I love it. And it gives me reps to hit, and it's rad. And I think that there would be a benefit to Dana and I doing that. We have a whole full concept around it. We have rough drafts written. We just need to shoot the video content. That should be available early January. Or February, depending on edit workload and things like that. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. One thing I'm being conscious not to do, with me being a ovo-pescatarian, which sounds so stupid to say, but whatever, is I'm not pushing it on anyone else, because that's the most annoying thing that you can do. I was straight edge, and I say that I'm not straight edge anymore. I actually stopped smoking Black & Milds officially too, like 2 months ago. But when I was straight edge for 12 years, something like that, maybe even longer. I still don't drink. I smoke Black & Milds casually, and I take a lot of fucking pre-workouts and shit like that, which I think breaks edge. I don't know the rules anymore. But I don't like taking a bunch of substances to change things in my body and still claiming edge. So I don't. But what it did was it tested me a lot, and I learned a lot about myself. And that was for me specifically. And this diet change that I've done is for me specifically. I don't need to go around and push it on the rest of the world. Just like when I was straight edge, I didn't push that on the rest of the world. So I think that's important, and I'm trying to learn that more, is not to push my agenda on other people. I think it's okay to tell them your own personal agenda, and if they choose to align themselves with you, they can, but I'm not putting anyone else down for not following my lead. Merry fucking Christmas.